Alright, welcome back, guys. As you can tell from the title of the video, I am done with RTA. For now. Like, I love RTA. RTA is fun. So just for this season, I think I'm done. So let's talk about why. Why am I done for this season? The season's probably got another month left in it, so what's the deal? Well, here's what's going on. I don't really play a lot of matches compared to some people. I play when I feel like it, and if I start getting annoyed with, some of the things that can happen in the RNG, I stop. So I think I'm done. I think I'm done for this season. And the main reason for that is I want to say this is comfortable C3. I might be way off base. If it's not, then I'll push a little bit more. But it feels about right. The player base is a little bit bigger. There's not a lot of movement. C3 is quite wide. And I've had a good little run. So I'm going to show you kind of how I've been playing the last, several games. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit. The other main reason that I don't really have any incentive to continue, to try to push the Guardian, is this. I don't like this. I don't like the look of it. I don't want it. I don't have either of these LDs, so there's no point. I have the blue one and the red one. I don't really use those units, and I think the skin is unattractive. I don't care for it. So what's the point? I've got, a limited amount of game time where I'm actively playing, which is what RTA is. I can passively farm and do whatever. And, I can play VR, I can play Switch, I can play Xbox. I got some options. And I'm going to take those for the rest of the season because I don't want the Guardian skin. I kind of like these. So if I had to fight for my C3, I probably would, but I don't know that I'm going to have to. We'll just kind of have to see. I think those are kind of cool. So I'm just going to put it on the back burner, play my one game a week, and just chill till next season. Maybe there'll be a Guardian skin that is interesting that I like. We'll see. But that's what I'm doing. That's not what everybody's going to do. There's lots of people that enjoy 3 hours a day of RTA. That's not me. I like half an hour, maybe. Just a little bit. But I wanted to show you my last 10 matches because I think I won the last 9 in a row. I think I kind of hit my stride. A lot of this season, I've been kind of searching for my identity. The meta has changed in a way that I can't follow. It's a more Chiwu Chungpung kind of meta, and I don't have more Chiwu or Chungpung. So, I've been trying to figure it out. And what I generally default to when I'm not sure about the speed meta is I do Bruiser, Molong, Harmonia, which is definitely doable, but I think you need at least one LD thrown in there to get the monsters you need. Otherwise, they just ban out the combo. They don't have any fear of a ragdoll or whatever. So that one really hasn't been appealing to me this season. So I've been doing something a little bit different. So let's take a look. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll do the last 10. This was a loss. Do we need to do this one? I think we probably should. Let's take a look. I had one amazing one where, I wonder if it's in the set. It's probably not. It was, I had left, what did I have? I had a Lulu, and he had an Antares, and it was a one-on-one heads up, and the Antares, gosh darn it, beat the Lulu. Got a couple of good crits, and that was it. So this is the only loss in my last 10 to Context 1. The draft is basically what I want. I think the Vigor's a mistake. I should have pushed for turn 1 a little harder, because, yeah, the Vigor didn't do a ton. I think it's an okay draft. It looks all right to me. Yeah, I did the giggle because I got no stuns. I think I miss a bomb too. Do I? No, I don't. Okay, good. Maybe not. I had this memory missing a bomb, but maybe that's just, PTSD. So the Fran survives with 1 health, and that's a really good spot for Fran to be at. Man, I'm emoting this season. I've been liking the giggle emote. I hope it comes across as LOL, because that's how I intend it. I assume it does. That has to be what it means. I kind of like that it has a meaning that isn't, I'm a jerk, Though I do the win emote now. When I assume I've won or you've won and the game's over, I'll do the win emote. So maybe I'm going back on my emote ways. I kind of use them a little bit. So I think my draft is not bad in that context. But, can't win them all. All right, so here's Edouard Miguel, obviously Miguel. Let's watch it. We're just going to go through them. I'm still in C2, I believe, in this area. I was kind of up and down. If I got on a good little run, I could push. But then I'd fiddle with something and I'd fall. So he's got some interesting stuff. Double Stripper, Belinus, Varad. So he's picking double AoE. I banned the light one, assuming I could reset the other one and just chill in immunity. That was my hope. So my Barbara's pretty fast, and I like her on Swift. I don't have a ton of great Swift options. to boost into my team, and I think Barbara does that pretty well. She kind of runs out of steam, so you kind of have to keep your whole team up around her to keep her enabled. If you start falling, she's not a great one to have left at the end. But yeah, so I feel pretty good just kind of sitting in my immunity here, because he can't do anything about it. He's got his 2 units that punish immunity, but if you can outspeed one of their strippers, then you reset it and you're good. So that's all I did here. This was pretty easy. Conceptual win, anyway. Like, it was a pretty easy way to diagnose the draft and just knock it out. But I think that's the kind of draft that he's running where if you're taking turn 2, you let people do that to you, right? Oh, I do lose another one here. Maybe I didn't go back all the way. What did I do here? So I did Miguel. I guess I went back a little further, so we'll get to see at least one more loss. This is Unholy Blood. I wonder how far I went back. I thought I went back like 10. Oh well. 1861. So Oki first pick is everywhere. I do it, they do it, everybody does. Is this the Antares one? I really hope it is. It's so good. Antares. Yes, this is it. This is the match. I love this match. This is the best match. So I feel like the drafts were pretty good. He's in I think, a better spot because he's triple fire against my double wind. I've got the Lulu, I've got the Verd. Resisted the reset, that was nice. So I used both resets on one monster. Wind Monkey's not a great pick into this. He's one of those picks that I feel like you slam him down and it's never a horrible pick. I don't think Wind Monkey is ever horrible. You never go back and be like, man, what was I thinking? It's always okay. It's always sort of okay. Which is more than a lot of monsters could say. Like, you can pick some monsters and be like, wow, what was I doing? Like, that, like the last match where the guy got into double immunity and he was done. He was stuck. There were some fundamental issues there that made it unwinnable for him if I drafted a certain way. But I don't feel like Wind Monkey's ever that monster. He just kind of does his thing. I'm feeling great here, by the way. I'm up 4-3. They're triple fire, which is a bit of an issue. I got caught in my Diana, which is always bad. I do that. I'm way too risky with Diana. Especially when I have like a healer. Man, I'll put Diana's life on the line like it's nothing. Like, Diana and me, she should not work for me because I'm a bad employer. I'll switch her whenever. And I pay for it a lot. I probably should be less cavalier with Diana. But now I'm not feeling so great because it's just Lulu and a monkey versus triple fire. But monkeys can hang. Just got to get one of these to go, Now we're feeling a little bit better. He's working on the monkey hard, which is absolutely the right call. That's the only threat to his survival. I can't believe we got to see the Antares game. I had forgotten where it was. This is fun. I bet this guy liked it too, Unholy Blood, because we were just chilling, the two of us, forever. I was like, is this going to go to a draw? So good. So there's his final kill. And I'm like, Lulu, yes, 500 damage. And here we go. I mean, he's like stunning me. He's slowing me. I'm healing. I've got immunity. It's great. It's good stuff. It just goes on forever. Here, let's speed it up. Nice little slow there. Little heal. And then I get like a couple violent procs and get him down. I get really close. Spoilers. The stuns are really nice for the Antares. And it feels like the Antares is proccing all the time, but it's taking turns. And then it only has one unit to proc against. So I think it's about the same. It's probably just like as if it were violent, right? It's like I'm violent, he's violent, basically. Except he's an Antares. So we're not making any headway. I'm like, am I going to even be able to kill this thing? And I'm just curious, like, what's going to happen? Yeah, we're laughing. He's doing this. I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's a laugh. I'm like, yeah, get him. We're healing. Oh, there's a good little attack. If he can glance, I'm good. I'm getting him down. That's pretty good. Heal up. Doing good. Oh, yeah, we're getting low. Oh, additional turn. We're so close. Oh, man. Then he just wrecks me. And then he procs. And then he wrecks me. I'm like, no. I had that. I've had that for a little minute. All right. Unholy Blood. Good game, sir. That was good stuff. All right. Now we're here. I guess I'm C2 again. The whole, like, C2, C3 thing is such a blur. Like, there's no, like, what are C2 runes? What are C3 runes? Like, they're the same. Upper C3 is basically Guardian. So the runes up there, I'd say, were a little bit higher. You can feel it when you're facing like low 1800s, but other than that, C2, C3, it's all the same. C1 you can stomp on a little bit, but other than that, not so much. I was testing Lulu at this point, pretty hardcore, because I saw the win rate of Lulu's like 58. I'm like, hey, I like that. I don't have the Ragdoll Arda Jaeger, which is what Lulu wins with, but I got monsters. They liked heals, so we'll give it a try. Lulu's like constant healing, cleanse. I mean, look at that. We caught his Diana, right? That's all it took. Catch a Diana, and man, you're in good shape. And it doesn't have to do anything. It's just the proc of the Antares stops it. So if you just get one proc, that's all that matters. All right, so that was our first little win on our streak here. We'll look at the runes after this because I think the runes are pretty important. Oki, first pick. Sierra Praha. After I rune Lulu, I'm like, what about Praha? I'll rune Praha. And I decided to play Praha every match as a priority pick. I think the Druid last pick is pretty nice, especially against things that kill, like the Daphnis and stuff like that. So we can slow it down a little bit. So I'm aggressively using the heal as CC. I don't know if everybody's doing that because I think people pretty much are, but you know, I know the Juno's not getting CC'd, but if I can CC the Bastet and the Daphnis for a turn, that's pretty solid. The blue thing's going to do goofy stuff, but that's okay. Put a bomb on it and then just hang out. Working on the Bastet. He gets double stunned, very nice. He does silly blue things. Whatever. The bombs don't do much. It's just, it's silly. It's a lot. I don't know if it's a lot good, but it's definitely a lot of stuff. So, that stuff happens. If that tempo is enough to mess you up, then yeah, you're in bad shape. But we're okay here. We got double blue against Juno, basically, in terms of damage dealers. We know Daphnis is done. So we just got to get the Juno gone. Take out the Bastet so there's no more shields and bar boosts and all that good stuff. Get the Daphnis a little tap, just make sure it goes where it needs to go, which is out. And then we bomb it up, the blue thing. We're just going to work on it a little bit more. Get into a 4-on-1 situation, call it good. I think the Praha tempo it's something else. Like, it's pretty good. I'm impressed. And I'll talk a little bit more at the end why I think the Praha is a good choice. I think the turning point in this last little set for me was focusing on the Praha, because I ruined Praha and then I don't lose. So if you don't lose, that's good. That's usually a way to climb, is not losing. He goes more. I go Sierra Oki just because I can contest speed and have the kind of normal picks. I go Praha Barb, and then I put in the Vela for immunity and just being red. So that was the thought there. He's pretty heavily in wind, and I feel pretty good about it. So I reset the Ganny. In my mind, if you have a Ganny and you have a resetter, the only thing you can reset is Ganny, unless the tempo of resetting something else, letting him refresh it whenever he feels like it, and then still shut you down is worth it. I don't like it. I like a resetter out resetting, right? I reset his reset. Saves me a whole monster full of skills. So if you're ever in question, I think always reset the Ganny. You just kind of have to. Hitting the Diana just a little bit. Get a little glance on me. I was wise. Cleanse it up. Get my immunity going. Oh, he did the thing. I don't know what that means. I think it means like charge. The little pink Orion. And we're doing some work with additional damage on the Diana. I don't know if you noticed, but we're cutting into that thing. It's pretty great. He's all in on Sierra here. Smart. Sierra's kind of a beast. Bam. Oh, he tries to go for the stun, but misses it. So I stun just the Diana. Get some extra damage in there because I need to somehow keep my Sierra alive, which that's how you do that. Praha, right? She strips, she heals, she controls, she turn cycles. I mean, you could do a lot worse. You could do a lot worse as far as units go. We're dotting this pony up. Good dot damage. Oh, look at that. We cut and we kill the Diana. Diana's a little bit tricky. I mean, I don't know. I play it really loose. I think everybody plays it really loose. Nice proc there. Just come back and wreck the Fran. And now we're good. 4-on-2. Good game, Mason. Sierra hung in there. Just barely. I've seen some interesting Veligil builds. I think it was on Kenji where it was like a double Nem Will Veligil. So it's just for Moors. But you Nemesis into Veligil things, which I'm sure they love. So that's interesting. And not just Veligil, but other fire monsters might be interesting in that way. So Oki first pick, I'm Sierra Praha. Now, by this point, after several wins, I'm like, Praha is life. Praha is everything. So yeah, I'm all about the Praha. I take double speed leader. We got double heals. We got some damage options. We ban out the Oki, and we're like, we got to kill ourselves a Han. Nice job, Praha, doing your job. Vigor, still viable. Still viable. I guess we maybe could have nuked it down with skill 1, but why risk it? Why risk it with a Han? You let a Han take a turn, you're crazy. Han taking turns is equal to losing. Don't let him take turns. And now we're up 4-3. We just got a monkey who is doing monkey things, right? Doing lots of monkey things. But then we get our double heal. We've still got Vanessa, so we're feeling pretty good. I'm going to go all in on this Fran. He's now done both of his cleanses. Another defense break on Sierra. He really hates a Sierra. Tell you what. Oh, but that's okay. She can proc. Sierra is so hard to lock down. She can get out of defense breaks like it's easy mode. She's like, doot, 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 doot. Like, look at her dropping bombs, multiple bombs, because she can just cycle through turns. Ridiculous. All right, but we won that one, because now we win all of them, because we're Praha now. We're just Praha winning now. That's all we do, is win. And, like, literally. Like, I think we won the last 9 in a row, and I was like, huh, that's a lot. I'll make a video and be done for the season, because why not? Why not just be done after winning and finally figuring out your comp? Why keep playing? You've solved it. The puzzle is over. All right, let's talk about this draft here. We'll do it when we get here. So, Leo owners. Leo owners. If you aren't one of those LD Leo users, you got some problems. Like, I love facing Leos. I'll lose to Leos, but I love facing Leos because I have so many turn cycling options that are slow that will just cycle through your team like crazy. I might not win because you might have more impactful turns than me, but by golly, I'm going to take more turns than you. I just am. So what we got here is a Verd. Always bring a Verd. Diana is fantastic against Leo. And then we got the Jamire for the speed lead. I'm not sure the Jamire was the best pick here. But, you know, it'll give me double Praha, which is nothing. So let's see what we do to this Leo. I think this one's pretty brutal, if I remember correctly. So we get countered. We go back. He goes on the Diana, nothing doing. We just do the ridiculous Jamire skill 1. Not a great effect there. Okay, wait. Can we see what that Verd did? That's a Rage Verd, a slow Rage Verd, very similar to the one I would run in PvE. I have 2 Verds. One is for Leos, only for Leos, and the other one is Triple Revenge. If you bring a Leo, you're going to keep your Leo, and I'm going to Rage Verd you into the ground. It hits ridiculously hard, and it's slow as dirt. I love it. I think there's a lot of fire options people do as that slow monster. I've seen Brandia's. I've seen Trevor, I think is his name. I don't know, the fighter guy with the knife. But I think Verd's the way to go because it turn cycles and it nukes. So that was a pretty good nuke there. I was pretty happy with that. And then Diana's going to do silly things. Just get a full bar on you. And look, you're all asleep now. We'll just take your turn, put you all asleep, smack you around. Juno's still trying, but no, now we get to do it all again because it's Praha, and I think that's why. The Praha Jamire I've been pretty happy with. And we're just going to cycle. Just going to take a million turns on your fire monster. We'll stun. Won't matter. The stun just slows things down. I think I wanted to attack break here. I was like, oh, the Miho attack break, but I probably should have just gone skill 1. There's no reason for it. Good damage, and we're healed up again, and you're all asleep again. And it feels like a pretty flawless win to me. Like, this is what I want to do. This is kind of my jam, this little team here. I think this is kind of what I want to do on the regular. He should be really worried that Praha didn't crit, because my Praha is not crit in the traditional sense. It's got a little bit of crit, but I'm liking this fast tanky build a little more than turn cycling, and I'll explain it when I show the runes, but I just can't quite build it the way I want with crit. So we win pretty handily there when the Mio goes down. All right, so we got 2 matches left. Spoilers, we win them both. Yeah. Praha. Sierra, I go Oki Praha, which is now my bread and butter. Ganny Chung Pung. Okay, cool. Meta. Let's beat the meta. Verd and Vanessa. And then we go Jamire, because Jamire is great. And I'll talk about this as soon as we get a chance to here. All right. So I'm going double speed lead with Vanessa. Vanessa's, I think, pretty solid. Against the Chung Pung, though, it's a bit of a risk, because if they do reset you, then what have you done? But with Jamire, they can't really reset you the way they want, because you can always stop it. You just got to pick your spot, and then boom, you're fine. But if they've double, reset like this, like, you could be in some bad shape. The reason I banned the Blue Daphnis, has a name, it's because I was afraid he would Ganny the Blue Daphnis over and over, and it would just keep nuking into all my fire. I didn't know if he was going to let me have the Verd or not, but I don't think I can handle it killing my Verd over and over, right? And it gets multiple lives. So that's why I banned that. And I thought maybe it would let me win the speed battle. Let's see if I'm right. Nope. Wounsa. But, haha. Oki didn't get Wounsa, so yeah, we're feeling pretty good now. Full stun. Sierra's left up. Oh no, now everybody's asleep. Except not that guy, so might as well kill him, right? Using skill 1 here. Look at that damage. Bam. That thing is built speed. Those things are generally pretty, I don't know, pretty paper. So we set it up to combo the Vanessa to set up our next target. He, of course, like CR does, shrugs it off because CR doesn't get CC'd. We reset the Ganny, as one does. We talked about that earlier. Gotta reset the Ganny. And then we're all in on CR. That's the damage. The purple Wusa could do some damage, but it's not going to do damage like CR's going to do damage. So He's working it, but no, here's a bomb for you. Remember that bomb? This is your bomb. back on it. So we reset everything. That reset might have been a little premature. I was hoping on the bomb stunning. I probably could have saved that reset. Might have been a little aggressive. But I've got a Vanessa, right? So I've got an oopsie to stay in the game. And now I'm feeling great, right? And I'm healed, and you're asleep, and that should be game. Yeah. It's just it's got a nice cadence to it. I really enjoy it. And I'm really liking the Vanessa with it quite a bit as well. I think it presents another problem that is hard to solve in the pick ban. Like, they can't really ban the Vanessa with what else is going on. It's hard. It's a hard ban on the Vanessa. It's hard to convince yourself to do that. So this is kind of relatively my jam here. And we go double speed lead. Ban out the Odin, because the Odin's going to be the hardest thing. We got to kill it multiple times. And we'll talk about the draft here. So we're both going speed for speed. I'm betting his white Amduat is not as fast as my Barbara or my Oki. My Barbara and my Oki are my fastest runes. So if it's faster, he has better runes than me. And if he has better runes than me, he deserves to go first and deserves to win. Like, I'm 100% banking on being fast and having better runes. That's what I'm doing here. I'm not worried about the Bastet. If the Bastet has better runes than me, then I'm in deep trouble, because its base speed is lower than Oki and Barbara, which means he has to have quite a bit better runes than me just for parity. So if he has more speed than me, he has crazy runes compared to me, and I don't deserve to win. So that's my mindset going in there. I've got my bar booster in Barbara. I've got my resetter, stunner in Oki on my 2 best swift sets, and Praha's probably on my best violent set. So I've got all my best runes going to fight, which is what you want, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that and why I ruined them the way I did. All right, so we're going to take turn 1 here and start eating that thing alive. Nice little triple stun there. Here I get greedy. Watch, I get greedy. So greedy. So this was a misplay on my part. I did skill 1, I procced, and then I slept. That's not smart. What I should have done if I was going to sleep is sleep turn 1 when I have immunity, so I don't get the penalty of 1 turn asleep myself. Like, what was I doing there? Like, I should have slept right away if that was the call I was going to make, which is an iffy call anyway, because the only unit that gets sleeped additionally if I hit is Bastet. The other 2 are already stunned. It's a wasted skill, so probably overly gambly of me. I probably should have tried to remove the immunity off the Sierra, but I don't know. I was feeling like I didn't want the Sierra to be attack buffed, and I thought it was reasonable, and I would just do it all again. That was my thought. I don't know. I still think that's questionable. Look at the Sierra damage not on attack buff. Look at that. Bam. 2/3 not attack buffed. But then we do the boost again. Another debatable call. I could have gone for the damage. I don't know. But then we cycle it all again. You're asleep again. Like, things are going. Like, that's moving. I like it. I like the way that's going through, right? So that was the final match there. Yeah, I like it. He banned the Vanessa. He went all in on the speed, and it worked fine. Like, the reason I like this comp that I've been playing is that all the pieces can be removed, and it still functions in some way, right? I'm going to get a fast swift unit. I'm going to get a good violent unit. I'm going to get a speed lead. Like, that's what you want. You don't want to have one monster where you can remove it and it falls apart, right? Like, I feel like with his Odin team, you take the Odin out, and then suddenly what's the point of his white Amduat, you know? All it does is buffs and turn cycles a little bit, but it doesn't really enable the Sierra and the Daphnis. Only the Bastet does. So I'm removing, I think, the key to his team. Whereas if he removes the Vanessa, I'm still functional. If he removes the Jamire, I'm still functional. I have the Vanessa Beast Rider combo, which is really, really solid. It messes with his turn order. I've got double CC. I've got some healing. Like, I like it quite a bit. I think I've kind of stumbled onto a comp that I like by trying stuff. So here is what I've got for the season. This has gone on a while. I'm sorry, guys. Feel free to 2x speed me if this is too slow. 58.7 win, a little less than last season. I'm still at 1.7, and my rank's a little lower by comparison, so maybe that's not right. I don't know. It's a bigger player pool, though, right? Because 1.7 this season is 4,400. 1 point season at the end of last season was 2,800. Because that one event made you play, and maybe more people are playing with auto farm. So this probably is fine. I don't know. We'll see. But I played 230 matches. I like the win rate. I feel good about it. All right, let's look at the runes. Everybody loves the runes. So here's the Lulu I was playing around with. I still think Lulu can work. But yeah, it's not quite perfect, but it's pretty good. I like the recovery. But let's look at that little core units. Here's my Swift sets. Oh, look, I show my Swift sets. Some people don't do that. I like doing that. 212, 312. 70% crit, which I like. The accuracy's not bad. I like the HP there quite a bit, and the attack. Like, it's got a nice little bit of tankiness to it, which I think is pretty sweet. That, I think, can be improved. I don't know. And this one's okay. It's got the nice initial damage from speed, but I think there's some room for improvement there. But that's that ridiculous violent rune that I should put on a violent unit, but I don't, or I'm not. I would love for this to be will. Maybe I'll get a will one someday, but that's what's going on there. These are my fastest Swift runes, basically. I don't have a quad roll Swift, so I just deal with what I got, right? Here's the Oki. 312, so they're both 312. 60% accuracy, which I like. He's not on crit damage like a lot of them. He's on tanky mode with lots of defense. Lots of accuracy. So here's more Swift runes. Here's my 2 quad rolls. My 30, my 31. They're both Despair. I can make some crazy Despair units. I just haven't yet, but I can. Because my only 2 quad rolls are Despair. So he's, let's see here. Yeah, not a ton. I'm getting accuracy off him. My 1 is 3rd skill and accuracy, so it's 80%. Maybe should be on skill too. Alright, so those are the Swifts. Let's look at the Jamire. Jamire's on Violent. He has my old Tessa runes, which is pretty fast, but going last. So he's 261 going last on my team, which is pretty good on Violent. And you can see from the stats, I mean, 28k HP, 1300 attack, almost 1400 defense, and then good speed. So he's all right. Skill 1 crit damage. I could do so much better there. So much better. I need to roll a better one. Damage dealt on wind. I don't know. Apparently that's what I do. That could be better too. So here's what's going on. Just kind of some good runes. Oh, I need to grind that. Okay, the other one is Praha. Praha's probably on my best violent will set. How fast do you think it is? It's not like crazy fast, but it's fast for me. So it's 270. She's at 37k HP, 1100 attack, almost 1500 defense, maybe 1500. Accuracy 58. We've got additional damage by speed 142, additional damage by speed 106, which makes for 248 additional damage by speed. Little skill 2 accuracy, damage C from wind, all that good stuff. The reason why she's not on crit is I do not have a rune that can do what this rune does. I don't have a fast rune that's that efficient. I just don't. My best crit rune's on Sierra, and it's a little too slow for Praha, so it's not on her. Probably a smart thing for me to do would be to put the red Succubus in my lineup right after Praha, because it's sleep plus damage. Or maybe Hathor, sneak her in. I haven't tried her yet, but she could sneak in there. Oh man, she's pretty fast on Violent, but not on Will. So Hathor is 270, so I could put Hathor into this comp and run her right behind Praha if I wanted, but I only have 1 stripper. So that's what's going on with Praha. What are we missing here? Oh yeah, Sierra. Good old Sierra. So I like the way she's runed. She's beefy, she's crit rate, she's a little bit of everything, but she still feels like she takes hits pretty hard. I guess it's the 1200 defense, but, 30k HP, 1800 attack. Here's her artifacts, all additional damage. 200 additional damage by speed. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to sneeze. Haha, I muted the sneeze. So that's about it. We'll look at the other monsters real quick. They don't get used that much. But here they are. Bulwark I've thrown in there a couple times. He's just kind of fast. Verd, oh yeah, here's the Beast Verd. I mean, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun against Leos. 100% crit, 222 crit damage, crazy attack, no speed, enough HP and defense to just wreck. I guess these could be better. Yeah, that could be way better. Wow, that's terrible. Damage stream from water. I kind of like damage stream from water. So yeah, that's what's going on there. What else? We don't need that. Here's the Triple Revenge Verd. Not as fast as some I've seen. I just build it super tanky. I don't know if that's the way to go or not, but that's what I do. Okay, so Sekhmet used to be on basically my best violent set for a while. I was trying it out. And I had this problem where Sekhmet wasn't always impactful and she wasn't always the right pick. I think Praha fits that role so much better because she does everything I want. She's turn cycle, she heals, she strips, she does CC, right? She does damage. That puts my best violent set into play every match. And the meta is so swift that I think my best swift sets are seeing play a lot, but my best violent sets aren't. And so I'd find myself with these like 250 violent sets that were like 10 or 15 speed too slow compared to other violent sets. So it'd go my swifts, their swifts, my violence, their violence, no reverse. Their violence, my violence. My violence would go last. And that didn't really help if I couldn't turn cycle my violence ready to go. Now, in theory with my Praha, my violent can go in front of their violent without any help from anybody else. So that's kind of the thought there. All right, here's the Vanessa. No, that's not the Vanessa. That's a Triana. Vanessa's unbroken. It needs to be better. But I like the 90 res. I don't know. But probably need her on violent. The Veligil's still ridiculous, but I don't really use it that much anymore. Ethna's silly fast. 323. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I also have my Ganny really fast. It's a swift meta. 313. So sometimes you just got to go all in, YOLO Swift. Here's my sad little Leo. And he needs some love too. Tyrannus has not changed. Hathor we saw. Here's the monkey. Violent Revenge. Typical monkey things. I really like my Diana. I don't know. I really like it. Because 45k HP with 1,000 defense and on crit damage I think is somewhat rare. It's a little on the slow side, but I like it a lot. That's kind of the last viably rune unit I have here. Like this one I wouldn't call viable. That's kind of an extra set. Friends on Swift. Don't get too excited. We got the Magnum. This guy I've never used. I probably should put it on the blue one. And then here's the Miho, which I also generally don't use. So, okay. Hope that was interesting or helpful. I'm not quitting RTA, like for real. That was just for fun. But I am done for the season. I'll just do my maintenance matches and call it a season. We'll get into the next season next time. When they buff Yellow Girl. Is she still here? Yeah, Yellow Girl. Someday. I'll talk about her later. I have thoughts. But yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the season or about what's going on, what I'm up to, let me know. And I will catch you in the next video. Take care, everybody.